Jared Polin, FroKnowsPhoto.com, and this is your...
You may want to rethink your wardrobe a little.
Photo News Fix. This fix is brought to you by Printique, who is giving you 20% off store-wide, which, if I understand what store-wide means, that means anything you want, aka as much as you can squeeze into your digital cart. Now, I'm a big fan of their hardback books, big-ass metal prints, and 4x6 luster proofs. At my new house, I built a bookshelf wall for all of my 12x9 Printique photo books and have 21 massive 4-foot by 6-foot metal prints throughout the house. Do you know how photographers generally deliver digital proofs these days? I recommend you order actual 4x6 proofs and give them to your clients. They are inexpensive and will leave a great impression. From now until June 7th at 11:59 Pacific Standard Time, use code YOFRO at checkout at Printique.com to get 20% off your entire order. First up, a high school in Florida. Need I say any more? It's Florida. Anyway, students at Bartram Trail High School were in for a big shock when they cracked open their yearbooks to find 80 female students had their photos edited to hide, get this, their chest and shoulders.
That's what I love about these high school girls, man.
Whoa, 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 Matthew McConaughey, put your Lincoln back in your shorts, because this isn't 1976 anymore. The modern quote is now, do you know what I like about high school girls? Nothing. The answer is always absolutely nothing. Here's a few examples of edits that were made. On the first one, you can see a black bar was added across her chest covering her breasts. The second one digitally took some plaid from her shirt to cover her chest, but I'd be more concerned about what they did to her face. What is she, in witness protection or something? And this last image shows, wait, how did my senior picture get in here? And why did they censor it? That wasn't actually my photo, but this was my graduation photo. That guy, wait, no he didn't.
We went to temple.
Now here's a photo that they didn't censor with black bars. Yep, nothing to see here, just two dudes in Speedos and nothing else. Quick, someone send them home to get changed before girls jump them because they can't control their sexual urges.
Just put the shirts back on.
They shouldn't have worn that if they didn't want girls to get sexual urges. By the way, I'm wearing this shirt in support of those girls.
Why are you dressed so scary?
Here's a BS statement from the school. Bartram Trail High School's previous procedure was to not include students' pictures in the yearbook that they deemed in violation of the student code of conduct. So the digital alterations were a solution to make sure all students were included in the yearbook. At this point, the school is offering refunds to any parents calling about this issue. The school is receiving feedback from parents, guardians, students on making this process better for next year. Now here's some feedback for you. Now, I've got a ton to say about this, but I will leave it at stop telling women what they should or shouldn't wear because you're worried a boy or teacher,
you make me sick,
or priest,
What are we talking about?
wait, definitely not a priest,
I'm a little uncomfortable.
won't be able to control themselves. Next up, Panasonic has announced the GH5 II and the development of the GH6. First, let's start with the GH5 II. Panasonic calls the GH5 II an evolution of the GH5, which had a major cult following
G5.
that I still don't understand. The GH5 II has an updated 20.3 megapixel micro Four Thirds sensor with a new anti-reflective coating to help with how it captures details. Now, can we stop for a second and ask, why is micro Four Thirds still a thing? Okay, that second is over. The camera is able to shoot unlimited video in multiple settings. Yeah, because the sensor's so small. Can record in cinema 4K and standard 4K at 60 frames per second at 420 10-bit
Internally.
Something that is cool about the GH5 II is that it offers the ability to shoot wireless live streaming video to places like YouTube and Twitch.
Twitch and stuff.
It's priced at $1,700 and is available for pre-order starting today, or yesterday, or it's available for pre-order if you're watching this. Now would be a good time to tell you that I have never been a fan of the GH5. When we were starting Photo News Fix about 3 years ago, we tested a GH5 on the set and it looked terrible. It looked terrible mostly because it lacked depth of field. Even with their widest aperture lenses, the background behind me, yeah, it was basically in complete focus. Now, I know there's a lot of people out there who swear by the GH5, and they'll bite your head off if you say anything otherwise, but I just don't get it.
I don't get it.
Nonetheless, Panasonic makes full-frame video cameras now. The GH5 needs to die. Micro Four Thirds needs to die. Never! Speaking of dying, Panasonic is all in on Micro Four Thirds as they also announced the development of the GH6, which is due out at the end of 2021. The GH6 will have a new sensor, new Venus engine, capture 422 10-bit DCI 4K up to 60 frames per second for unlimited amount of time, shoot 10-bit 4K at 120 frames per second, and shoot as high as 5.7K at 60 frames per second.
Whoop-de-doo.
The GH6 will be priced at $2,500, which makes it more than Panasonic's full-frame S5 and the same price as the S1. Now, is there anyone out there watching this who's actually excited for these two cameras? Because if so, let me know why down below, and maybe you'll change my mind.
Not.
And finally, could the price of the forthcoming Canon EOS R3 undercut its competitors, including Canon's own flagship DSLR? According to Canon rumors, the answer is yes. Remember that these are just rumors and nothing is set in stone till it comes out of Canon's mouth, or in Canada, Canon's mouth.
You guys are dicks.
Canon Rumors has said that multiple folks have told him that the R3 will be priced less than Sony's A1, which is $6,500, and less than the 1DX Mark III, which is also priced at $6,500. And by priced, I meant to say overpriced because it's a DSLR. Now don't get me wrong, it's probably the greatest DSLR ever made by Canon, but that right there is the problem. It's a DSLR in a mirrorless world. Refer to episode 376 of my podcast, The Daily Fro, for my discussion on mirrorless versus DSLR. Head on over to FroKnowsPhoto.com/podcast. Anyway, Canon Rumors is saying that the R3 will be priced at $59.99, but here's my question. If the R3 isn't the flagship and there will still be an R1, how much will that damn thing be when it comes out? 8K?
You have to ask, big man. You can't afford it.
Or will we come to find out that the R3 really was meant to be the R1 flagship until the A1 was announced by Sony? Now, there's some sites out there that are saying there is no way it can be $6,000 because it's not a flagship, but it can't exactly be much less because the R5 is over 4K when you add a grip. Nonetheless, I can't wait to get an R3 in my hands and run it through its paces. And there you have it. That's your photo news fix this time around. To check out the last fix, go ahead and click on my nipples. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and that's where I'm gonna leave it. Jared Polin, FroKnowsPhoto.com. See ya.